Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to take measurements. I've been living alone for a long time, so I typically just take my measurements myself because I have nobody else to do that for me. So if you live alone and you need someone to take your measurement, don't think about that. You don't need anyone to take your measurement. You can do it yourself. I've been doing that for years and I know you can do it yourself. And also, if you live with someone that can actually take your measurement, I'm sure you're still going to learn one or two, because I'm going to talk measurements, and then in another video we're going to talk about how you can actually use this measurement when it comes to crocheting, because measurements is one part, but how you can actually use this measurement in crocheting is another part, because crocheting is way different from sewing. And then there are some techniques that I actually have learned along those few years of crocheting that I'm going to mention in the next video. So watch out for part 2. But this video is going to be about measurement and how you can take your measurement from home by yourself or with someone else that is around that can help you out. And it's going to be like a full body, like a up to the top. Everything is going to be in this video. So of course we're going to start with the whole body, because that's what you usually use when you want to make cardigans like this one that I have on, a jacket, a top, like just the basic, and that's what most people actually start with. And then afterwards we're going to move downwards to the lower body, which is what you need for like skirts, for pants, and for shorts basically. And then from there on we're going to of course go back to full body, which you need for gown and dress, whatever that is long that you want to make. So this video is going to be in 3 different parts and it's going to be very, very detailed. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments and then I'll definitely take time to answer your questions. And yeah, let's get right into the video. So I have attempted to put on something black so you guys can actually see the measurement tape across my entire body. I don't know how we're going to do for the lower part, because I always struggle to get a good angle from down there, but we're gonna do it today. We're doing it. So you're going to grab a measurement tape. I would suggest maybe you take notes. So like if you have a notepad close to you, or your laptop or your iPad or your phone, that's going to be super helpful, because you probably will need notes, or else you have to come back to this video 500 times, and that's not what you want. That's what I want. Come back 500 times. So don't take notes. But you're going to need a measurement tape, and I'm going to teach you guys the basic body part measurements. I'm sure you guys already know, but I'm going to teach you still. In case you've forgotten, I'll still teach you. We're going to go about the first part of this video, which is going to be your upper body. And this is what you would use if you want to make like a sweater, a cardigan, a top, a crop top, a bralette. I'm not a bralette fan. Like, I have no videos. I don't even own a bralette myself, but you're still going to need these measurements. But because I'm not a bralette fan, I'm not going to go all about this area, because that's what the bralette is way more about having like a full coverage. If that's what you're going for, if you don't want to go for that, that's just totally fine. That's up to you. But we are going to start with the upper body. The first measurement I'm going to show you guys how to take is your shoulder to shoulder measurement, and that's what you need when you're making like a crop top, because basically you need this right here. You need this, and usually what I do is I start from the back. Shoulder to shoulder measurement, you're going to start right at the back, and then I'm using inches, but this also has like a centimeter at the back, so I'm going to like maybe put the equivalent to centimeter or whatever, just so you guys can have an idea, because you can use whatever you're going to use. And of course, when it comes to my tutorial, I just feel like it's way easy for me to use measurements based instead of like stitches, or like, yeah, stitches, because everybody has a different tension. So my tension might be way more tighter than yours, or maybe even way more looser than yours. So like using measurement is going to make it easy, so you guys can have an idea of what measurement to take and how long yours have to be and how long it doesn't have to be exactly. You can also play around with using. You don't have to always use the same amount of yarn that I'm using, medium weight yarn, or you don't have to use the same crochet hook that I'm using. That's the reason why I feel like measurement, being able to take your measurement and knowing the way around measurement is just way easy, and it's going to make crocheting way more easy for you. So again, back to the measurement, we're going to take shoulder to shoulder measurement, and this is what I do. I take it from the back, because when it comes to the front, you cannot really get the exact shoulder to shoulder measurement, because your body at this point kind of is not straight compared to the way your shoulders are. Your shoulders, again, it's not exactly straight, but you can tell that it's way more straight compared to the way your neck is, because you have this bone, everything that just does not make everything easy for you. So for shoulder to shoulder measurement, you're going to grab your measurement tape, and then right here you're going to, I usually just go where your bra, that's what I actually tell everyone. So exactly where your bra lands, that's where you're going to make sure your tape starts. And then of course you're going to make sure this go above your neck. I don't know if you guys can, let me fold this to the side. So again, you're going to make sure this starts where your bra is, and then of course ends where your bra ends at the opposite end. And that is basically what your shoulder to shoulder measurement is. And mine in this case is, let's see, mine in this case is actually 13 inches. So that's actually your shoulder to shoulder measurement. The next measurement you're going to be needing, or you actually need if you're making anything upper body related, is going to be your bust measurement. And for that, you're going to go all around your bust. So what I usually do is just grab my measurement tape, and then I just go right above my bust. So I'm going to turn to the back, because you want to make sure that the measurement tape is not down. It has to be right there where your bust actually, let me take this to the front. Your measurement tape has to be right where your bust actually sits at the back. And then what I usually do is make sure I identify where my nipple is. I feel like I'm just calling different body parts in this video, but if you take your measurements, above your nipple, you might have it a little bit too small, because I feel like this is actually where your bust is. So what I would suggest you guys do is make sure that your measurement tape goes right, feel where your nipple is around there, and make sure it lands right on top of it. And of course you're going to make sure it does on the opposite side as well. And then that's it. I also try to like put my 2 fingers, like 1 or 2, you can use 1 or 2. I try to put this 2 inwards, so when I move, I have to be able to move this and making sure it goes down. But if you're going for a fitted look, of course you can just make this too tight, but I would always suggest that you put 2 fingers in and make sure it's something you can move, so you can actually move your arms and everything into. So after your bust measurement, you usually need your top length, and that is basically going to be how long you want your top to be, your cardigan to be, whatever you're making for your upper body, that's going to be the length. And to take that, you're going to, I think it depends on the actual top you're making. If you're making like a t-shirt kind of top, like a sweater, then you need to start from your shoulders. Or if you're making it off the shoulder, you know the piece is not going to be around your shoulder, it doesn't have to get all the way, then you're going to start around your armpit area. So these are like different things I'm probably going to make more detailed video about later on, maybe in the part 2 or part 3. But for this video, I'm just going to show you how you can take a basic measurement for a basic piece, like not the stylish off the shoulder bralette tops, just the basic top. So to do that, you're going to again grab your measurement tape, and what I usually do is make sure I find where my neck, see right there where my neck starts, basically right there, and I grab my measurement tape and put my measurement tape right there. So again, another thing that I see people do, or another thing that I used to do myself, is I take my length measurement like this. You can see that it's to the side, and there's no way that's the length of my top, because if I take my measurement like this, the top is going to be way shorter than I want it to, because my boobs, they take space. So if you take this measurement, you're going to be lifting your arms, and then your boobs are it's just going to be too short. So how to take the right full length measurement or top measurement is, start at the shoulder, make sure your measurement tape is straight, and then you're going to take this right above your boob. So basically not to the side like this, you're going to make sure it goes above, because there's this curve to your body. Every female has this. So making this to the side, that curve, you're going to reduce the measurement, and then it's going to make your top, the length is just going to be awkward, and that's not what you're going for. So always make sure that the measurement tape goes above your boobs like this, and then to wherever you want the top to end. So wherever you want the top to end, you're just going to take your measurement all the way to that end, and that's going to be your full top measurement. The next measurement we're going to take is going to be your armpit hole measurement. I do use armpit hole a lot in my videos because I am a big fan of oversized sweaters. So sometimes I want the armpit hole to be fitted, but then I want the sleeve itself to be puffy. So that's the reason why most of my videos does include armpit hole instead of like your arm measurement, because sometimes most of the time my sleeves are way too big compared to the armpit hole. So that's the reason why I'm going to show you guys how to take your armpit hole measurement. So again, you're going to grab your measurement tape, and then what I usually do for this is one of the parts that I actually struggle because I take this myself. I grab, like, I make like a tiny circle or something going on, and then I pass my arm right into it. I'm going to adjust the length of the measurement tape in a bit, but I just want to make sure I have enough room. So this is what we have going on. You want to make sure this measurement is underneath your armpit, and then you want to make sure the start of the measurement tape lands on top of your shoulder. And then from here on, you're going to just take this other end and make sure it aligns with the start. Also for this side, you want to make sure that you move this a little bit. Make sure that it's not too fitted, because if it is, then you won't be able to move your arm around freely. So what I usually do is also go in with my two fingers. Basically these two fingers, these two are what I use to just make sure there is enough room into the measurement. And then I usually just move this around and lift up my hand a bit just to make sure this makes a lot of sense. And that is actually a total of 18 inches in my case. So the next measurement we are going to need is going to be your width measurement, arm width. But that's what you're gonna need. And I wanted to say something. And basically this is how wide your arm is, right? You're going to need another measurement which has to do with your arm, but first you're going to need how wide your arm is, because you want to make sure that you make your top or whatever you're making to be able to fit around your arm. Again guys, this is different depending on whatever you're making and depending on the sleeve that you're going for. But again, because this is a basic tutorial, we're just going to go around and take your arm measurement. Again, grab your measurement tape, and because you're taking this by yourself and you're going around, I just make like a tiny circle and make sure my arm fits inside, and then I later on adjust the measurement because I cannot go around my arm easily. Different for everybody again. So what I do is just make sure I make the circle, and then I go right here, and this is basically where you're going to take the biggest part of your arm, like not your armpit hole because we already did that. But right here you can see that I'm just going to adjust the measurement tape to make sure it fits around my arm. You can make this as tight right there, or even as loose. I always suggest you do as loose, and so the two fingers you put inside is going to make it fit so it can actually go around. Like you want to be able to move your arm around whatever you're making. See, putting those two fingers inside basically just makes it way more easy for you to move your arm and adjust. So that's how you take your arm width measurement. The next measurement and the last measurement that we're going to take for the upper body is going to be your sleeve length, and this is basically how long you want your sleeve to be. And of course this is also in different parts because there are different lengths when it comes to sleeve, different lengths. So but I'm gonna show you guys how to take whatever length you want to take for whatever sleeve you're going for. So for the sleeve measurement, you're going to start at the neck right here. You can see where this t-shirt actually lands on my body. That's where we're going to start. You don't want to start from here on. Also, I feel like you can start from here. It just depends on what you're making and whatever sleeve you're going for. But for this tutorial that we're doing a basic, I'm going to show you guys the basic. So you're going to start from where this, basically where this dimension is between your body, right there, like there, where if someone touch you there, you're gone. That's where you're going to start. Make sure you touch yourself softly so you're not gone. So I should stop. But you're going to start right there, and what I do is just grab my measurement tape again, and because I take my measurement myself, there's a few parts that I really struggle with. So what I want to make sure I mention in this video is when it comes to your shoulder, to your sleeve measurement, you want to take this by parts. So I usually just take my right hand or whatever hand that you're not using at the moment. Let me put my hair up, guys, I'm coming. So this is easier. For your sleeve, you're going to, again, like I mentioned, start where this dimension is between your neck and your shoulders, and you're going to grab your measurement tape, put this right there where that tiny hole is, basically, guys. But then you want to make sure that it goes around right above your shoulders. So there's sometimes you can make a mistake and make sure it goes this end, but that's not your shoulder. Your shoulder is basically this right there. This is your shoulder. So you want to make sure that the measurement tape lands on your shoulder. And then what I usually do, because I do this myself, is I take it step by step. So now that I have this side, I'm going to grab this finger, all this side of the measurement tape, and then I'm going to leave this because I'm going to need this hand to take the rest of it. And then what I do with this other hand is just tap it right here, and then from here on I'm going to, guys, this is a struggle. But then I mark. This is so ghetto, but this is what I do. So with my sleeve being here, with my arm being here, I kind of like I mark the rest of it, and then I can just guess that my sleeve is going to be 26 inches. But if you have someone who can take this for you, guys, that's the easy part. But this is one of the parts that I really struggle with when it comes to my measurement. But yeah, that's it for the upper body. There's nothing else. Let me think. Yeah, that's it for your upper body. I wanted to say waist, but that's no. Yeah, that's it for the upper body. Let's move to the lower body. We're going to start with the lower part of your body, and that basically starts from your waist all the way to the end. Very, very simple. For that, the first measurement we're going to do is going to be your waist measurement. This is what you need when you're making a skirt, your shorts, your pants, whatever you're making that has to go down there. You need your waist measurement, and this can be different for everyone as well. So you have like a lower body, you have a lower waist and upper waist. Yeah, yes, you have a lower waist measurement and then an upper waist measurement. These are not really too different when it comes to crocheting, because again, it stretches. So when it comes to sewing, then it's definitely needed, because when you're sewing and then you're using a fabric that does not have any stretch, you kind of need to find a way to just align your waist to your hips. So that's where the lower waist measurement comes in line, because your upper waist and your lower waist, there is the difference. So you cannot just go from your waist measurement all the way to your hips measurement, because then there is not going to be the curve that most women have, all women have actually. There's not going to be the curve to make your skirt or whatever you're making down there to fit. So that's the reason why you would need like your lower waist and then your upper waist to combine with the hips. But I think for crochet, I really don't use my lower waist measurement. I only use my waist itself, or wherever you want the skirt to land. Again, I almost forgot that. So you're going to need your measurements depending on where you want your skirt or whatever you're making for your lower body to fit. Some people like low waist stuff. I personally, not my thing. But if you do, depending on whatever you want to make and wherever you want this actual piece to land on your body, that's where you're going to take the measurement. But because this is basic, I'm going to show you guys both in this video. So you're going to grab your measurement tape. I'm going to turn to the side for this, and then you're going to go all around your body, basically around your body. And then my waist, what I actually use to identify my waist is basically this side. Like when you squeeze your body in, that's your waist. Most people go down where the belly button is, but I don't think that's my waist because it's very low. Some people have theirs up, but mine is super low. If this is my waist, then what is this? So I don't think that's my waist, and I don't use the belly button to identify where my waist is. But it's different. If you think that's where your waist is, then fine. But what I do is I just squeeze in, and where I see this goes in, that's what I think my waist is. So I'm just going to wrap the measurement tape around. I also make sure the back lands on my waist. So usually maybe you make a mistake that the measurement tape is down here. That's not your waist. You want to make sure it actually fits around your waist itself. So again, grab your measurement tape, go around, turn and make sure that this fits where it's supposed to. Right there. Make sure everything is straight. And then you're also going to use your two finger method to make sure this is free enough. So you want it to be fitted, but at the same time you don't want it to be too tight. So I'm going to still use my 2-finger method, and then make sure I stick those 2 fingers inside. Why am I using my right hand? This just doesn't. Oh yeah, I'm gonna stick my 2 fingers and then move this. I can't move it now because it's actually stuck to my body. But if you have a clothes on, then you should be able to move this around. Mine has refused to move. But that's how you basically take your waist measurement. Belly button, I think that's where my belly button is, on my lower waist. But it might be different for everybody. I don't know everybody's body type, so it might be different. But my belly button is basically on my lower waist, so that's what I use to measure my lower waist. And again, for that, it's the same method. You're just going to go around your measurement, and then you want to make sure this time around that the measurement tape is not all the way up, but then it's going to be down, because your lower waist is definitely way bigger than your upper waist. So also for the side, when it comes to your waist measurement, it's actually like this, but then when it comes to your lower waist measurement, it's a little bit curvy. It's not straight compared to when it comes to your waist. So you want to make sure that your measurement tape is also not straight, because if it is, you're going to get the wrong measurement. So what I usually do is I make sure I go in freely. Make sure your measurement tape is sitting where it's supposed to. So you're just going to make sure it's free enough to go around. The next measurement we're going to be taking is your hips measurement, because that's also very, very important. Very, very important part of your body. And it's the same way we take your bust, your waist, and your hips. You want to make sure you go all around. But you also want to make sure that the back is the measurement tape is sitting where it shows it. Again, I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So grab your measurement tape, and then from the back you want to make sure this measurement tape sits right at your butt, right there, because that's basically where your hips are. Your hips are basically where your butt is. So you don't want to make sure the measurement tape is down here. You don't want the measurement tape to be down there. You don't want the measurement tape to be up there. You want it to be right around your butt. So you're going to again grab, make sure it actually sits on top of your butt. Use the 2-finger method as well to make sure it moves down. Usually I'm actually add a few more inches so I can make sure that the measurement tape can sit around my butt, but at the same time I can still move this around, just in case maybe when you want to wear your pants, it should be able to go down, or even when you want to wear your skirt, it should be able to go down. So you just make sure this goes down like this, and that's your hips measurement. The next measurement people usually take is your lower butt, but you don't need that. You honestly don't. So we're going to skip that part, and then we're going to move to lengthwise, because you're going to need lengthwise, and that depends on the length you're going for, whatever you're making, but it also comes with different parts as well. So the next measurement we're going to be taking is actually the length base measurement for the lower body, and that is basically depends on how long or whatever you're making is, or you want it to be, or how short you want it to be. It's basically on that, depends on that. But again, for that you're going to grab your measurement tape, and when it comes to like where to start with this particular measurement, it also depends on what you're making. Like if you're making a high waist or low waist, you're basically going to start right where you want the waist to land. Remember I mentioned when it comes to the waist measurement, the circumference of your waist, it also depends on the piece you're making, if you want it to be high-waisted or low-waist. And that's the same thing for measurement when it comes to length wise. It depends on wherever you want to make it. But for example, let's say you're making a high-waisted skirt, and then once you want it to start where this legging starts, you're basically going to go ahead and grab your measurement tape and go right there. What I definitely have to pinpoint in this video is when you're taking your skirt length, you also want to keep your hips in mind, because if you take the length like this, when you sit down, your skirt is gonna fall, right? So you want to keep your hips in mind when it comes to that. So what I suggest you do, what I always do for myself, is I make sure I move my measurement tape to the side and not to the front when I'm taking the length measurement, because pushing this to the side is going to grab my hips, and then it's going to get the full measurement, instead of, if I take the measurement like this, I might have issues when it comes to sitting down for whatever piece I'm making. So you're going to grab your measurement tape to the side of your body right here, and then you're going to just do the same thing that you would do for basic measurement, but then making sure it goes around the widest part of your body, which is your hips. And then whatever length you're going for, you're just going to take this measurement tape all the way down, and that's basically it. If you want to stop around above your knee, you stop there. If you want to stop where your toes are, you stop there. The only thing I would say you have to pinpoint and make sure you guys get is the fact that you have to take your measurement from the side of your body and not from the straight side, from the front basically. That's going to give you a measurement that when you sit down, you're not going to have difficulties with your skirt being too short or whatever. So that's it for the lower part of your body. When it comes to full body, it's actually super simple. It's just the combination of the lower body and the upper body, but in this case you're going to take it full instead of taking it half. You can take it half if you're taking this yourself, so you can actually find it easier, but if somebody is taking this for you, then it's going to be just easy for the person to take the full measurement to wherever you're making the piece. But again, when it comes to full measurements, when it comes to the full length of a top, the front part, you're going to grab your measurement tape and start from the shoulders like I mentioned. And then what I usually do is also make sure this measurement goes above my boobs, but you want to make sure it still goes above your boobs and not to the side, because to the side you're going to have difficulties with your around the bust area. So you want to make sure it still goes above your boobs. And what I usually do from here on, I leave this side of my shoulder when I have that where it needs to start, and then I just make my way down here. And then again, when it comes to this side, you want to make sure that it goes underneath your boobs, because guys, you know there's this, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but this, you want to make sure the measurement tape goes underneath. And then I also just make my way half to this side, and when I get to my lower body part, I actually automatically move the measurement tape to the side, because you want to make sure you're taking the measurement from the lower part all the way down. And then from here I'm going to just go down, and this is basically what I do for myself. Again, if you have someone to do this for you, this is going to be super easy, but because I'm doing it myself, I'm actually struggling. But this is what I'm going to repeat. You're going to go step by step, take your sweet time and go to step by step, making sure you have the exact parts, making sure when you come to the bust you're right above your boobs, when you come to the side you're above your hips, right, and not at the front. And that is basically it. When it comes to sleeve, again, the long sleeve, whatever you're making, that's it for the measurement, for the full body measurement as well. So guys, this actually brings us to the end of today's video. I hope this was super helpful, because that was the point of me doing all this uncomfortable stuff for you guys. I hope it was super helpful. But if you have any questions, if there's anything at all that you did not understand, don't feel any way, just feel free to drop them down and I'll make time to answer your questions. If I have to do another video, I would make time to do that as well. Enjoy this video and learn some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stuff from it. Whatever you learned, even if it was just a little, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, guys. That would really just help me and motivate me to make more videos for you all. When I see the like, it actually makes me very happy and makes me want to just pick up this thing and say, let me film today. But yeah, my light just went off. That means I need to stop talking. But thank you so much for watching. And then if you guys have any questions or if you guys have any suggestions of new videos that you like to see, which is not crochet tutorial related, but just crochet, it can be crochet related or not, but anything maybe about sizing, about social media, or about whatever you guys want to know, or you want me to make a topic about, or you want me to talk about, let me know down in the comment. I'm honestly just trying to combine everything together and not just bombard you guys with tutorials all the time, because obviously you need time to go through my tutorials for you to be able to recover for the next one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see. I keep losing my words. Let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye bye.